What is up everyone, Boshi here, back at it in Raid Shadow Legends, and you know what happens when one fusion ends, another one's announced. Let's jump into it. Alright guys, so hope you guys are having a great 2x Void weekend along with that 10x Shadowkin Void weekend. Now do remember that the Shadowkin event does end later tonight, so if you are aiming to try to get Riho, Genbo, or Oboro, then tonight is the last night of that 10x event. And then we also have that Ursula the Mourner Guaranteed Champion event happening on Sunday. So there's a lot of stuff going on. So like usual, I always recommend you guys click on the portal, hit the information button, and check up which events are going on and how long they are going to be live for. But yeah, that is not why you guys are here. That was just a nice, quick, friendly reminder for you guys. But yes, we did have a new fusion summon announced, and it is going to be a fragment summon fusion, so easier of the two types of fusions, and it's set to happen on July 2nd, which is a Friday. And honestly, that feels like it's coming up extremely quick, but yeah, maybe that's just me. Let me know what you guys think about that. But yeah, so before I go ahead and go into this champion's kit, I did want to mention a note that they told us, and it says this champion will be great in PvE content, especially dealing with waves and Doom Tower bosses like Koldath the Magma Dragon. So I do want to just let you guys know about that little note, just because while I go through his kit, just keep in mind this is where they're trying to place this champion in, on helping with waves and Doom Tower bosses like Magma Dragon. But yeah, so just have that in the back of your mind of this is where he is meant to be played. But as usual, I will go through all his kit, give you my opinion on him. I will be looking at my other screen, but I will have all the information up on the main screen for you guys to read through as I talk about it. But yeah, let's go ahead and go through his kit. So like I said, is going to be a Fragment Summon Fusion happening on July 2nd, and his name is going to be Versulf the Grim. So he is going to be for the Night Rev faction, Legendary type champion, HP type champion, and he is going to be the Force Affinity. So on the A1 we have Stern Admonishing. Attacks one enemy, has a 50% chance of placing a provoke debuff for 1 turn, and then also places a shield buff on this champion for 2 turns equal to 10% of their max HP. So right off the bat, you can tell he is built for Magma Dragon because he has a provoke on his A1. Now, do I think that percentage is extremely low for Magma Dragon? Yes. The 50% chance is really low considering you want to guarantee a provoke on the Magma Dragon so it locks it out of all of its other abilities. Now, I do imagine you are going to be able to book this up a little bit, but definitely not a 100% chance, unfortunately. Now, the second part of his ability to add that shield equal to 10% of their max HP, I think this is actually a really good piece of this A1, and that's just because he's an HP based champion, so the shield is going to be pretty significant, and self-protection when you have a provoke placing champion is always a nice thing to have. So on the A2 we have Reign of Sorrow. Attacks all enemies, places an extra hit on enemies under stun, freeze, fear, true fear, and provoke debuffs, so pretty much any type of CC debuff. And then each hit has a 75, or I'd imagine it's going to go up to 100% chance if booked, of placing a leech debuff for 2 turns, and this is going to be on a 4-turn cooldown, and I do think you'll be able to reduce this down to a 3-turn cooldown. So nothing too great or amazing right here on the A2. I do like the leech placement for self-sustain. Once again, with a provoke champion, you want him to be able to self-sustain for the most part, so between the shield on his A1 and a leech debuff possibly, he will be doing that. Now, the extra hit on champions that are under CC buffs, or debuffs I should say, this is like a nice additional damage type of thing, and it does encourage you to use other CC types with this champion, but it has nothing to do with anything wave wise, right? Once, like at this moment, he only has one ability that places a type of CC, and it's only on one champion. So maybe if his multipliers are good on this ability, it could be pretty significant, but other than that, nothing too crazy on the A2. And then we have the A3, Quality Minions, places a 60% increased defense buff on all allies for 2 turns, and then also places a 50% ally protection buff on all allies except this champion for 2 turns. So a pretty basic support type of ability where you add a pretty significant buff. The increased defense is always a nice thing for survivability, and then the ally protection is a nice addition as well. And considering he's an HP champion, he's going to have that HP pool to take all that extra damage from the ally protection. But once again, no type of CC involved in this ability, so straight up support type of ability. Now, it is going to be on a 5-turn cooldown. I do think it could go down to a 4-turn cooldown or possibly a 3-turn cooldown if Plarium is going to be generous with booking and whatnot. But yeah, overall, not a bad ability, but doesn't really help his case for the most part. And then on his passive, it's going to be Infectious Fury. When hit, has a 20% chance of placing a provoke debuff on the attacker for 1 turn. Occurs once per hit. Okay, so this is the additional provoke chance, right? But once again, it's a low chance, a 20% chance. Now, possibly, depending if, like I said, they're being generous with books, there could be a booking chance inside of his passive, which is a good thing because it increases that chance, but a bad thing because that means he requires more books, and Lego books are already hard to come by. So yeah, so right off the bat, his passive isn't too amazing, right? It's only a 20% chance just flat. So the chances of you landing that provoke or placing a provoke on an attacker is already low as is. Now you can increase this chance with, you know, masteries and stuff like that, but it's very low, guys. So yeah. And that is honestly it for his kit. So overall, in my opinion, sad to say, I'm not very impressed with this. And the big reason is just because he has low chances, right? A 50% chance on his A1 to land a provoke on a single target. It's not even an AoE. The A2 has no type of CC type of ability of provoking. It's just an AoE attack, an additional attack if there is CC placed on a champion, or on an enemy, I should say. And then you get that leech debuff, which is always a nice addition, but nothing too crazy. His A3 is a pure support type of ability with the increased defense and ally protection. And then his passive has a very low chance of a 20% chance to put the provoke on an attacker. So yeah, depending on how his books pan out and stuff like that, he could be decent. I do think he has his places, right? I do think that he can help in waves. I do think he can help in faction wars, but do I think he's consistent enough to help with Magma Dragon, where you don't have to worry about Magma Dragon using other abilities? I don't think so, unless his books somehow get him to a 100% chance on his A1 or something. He does, like, he's not going to be consistent enough. So yeah, overall, I am not too impressed with this kit. Sad to say. I hate to say that type of thing when new champions are announced and stuff like that. But yeah, let me know your guys' opinion on this champion. Let me know if you think he'll be a good fit to help on your account or help with progression on newer accounts. But yeah, that's what I wanted to let you guys know about. Just wanted to get that information out there. But yeah, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think, and I will talk to you guys later. See ya.